two of our three top three are from wildcard. There you go. There's the stats for you.
8 and
it's
4.
8-4. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. Boomie going to try to change that to 8-5, make the ratio a little bit better as he goes in with the Lucian against Sandstorm on the Mordex.
Yeah, so I guess Boomie doesn't want to play the Scythe mirror match. At least he doesn't want to lead with that. Maybe he'll go to that if the chips are down and he's struggling, if the guitars aren't working, but maybe the blasters are.
Nice dash in spot dodge to avoid that weapon toss from Sandstorm. Now he's playing the weapon denial game, but at the start of this one, Sandstorm got that initial weapon, even was able to swap to the Scythe and get more damage built up onto Boomie.
Boomie trying to control the ground a little bit, gets a nice 3-hit, tries to turn that into a 4 with his downlight. Little clash out between the two of them. Weapon toss into the sidelight. Sandstorm almost taking Boomie off the top.
Boomie very close to kill percent right now. Starts to walk forward to follow a downlight ground pound from Sandstorm, takes the lead. It's going to be sticking with the Scythe plays. We saw in his game against LDZ, it was kind of like he'd get 1 or 2, and then he'd immediately go for a signature. Like he was really trying to bring the signature kit into his play. Boomie, a little bit of an unnecessary ground pound there. Almost risked giving Sandstorm the nair for the chase dot jump, but luckily pulled out in time.
Now, I don't think, because gun ground pound will like go off on its own, I don't think, based on where Sandstorm was positioned, that he would have been able to get priority with anything. Like, I don't think a nair would have given him priority over Boomie. I think the ground pound, if it would have been in the range to hit, there's no way Sandstorm would have been able to get a hit because the ground pound goes off on its own.
Okay. Oh, chase dodge up into a dare Sair from Boomie. Different options coming out from his blaster's play. Goes for the recovery, but Sandstorm at the angle hits that down air, throws him back into the wall, wants to maintain that off-stage pressure.
A lot of recoveries coming out from Boomie. That is a little bit characteristic of his play, though. He throws out more recoveries than other Blasters players, and he picks them up more successfully than other Blasters players, especially if his opponent wants to float and play aerially. You're going to see those recoveries come out. That'll almost turn into his most consistent kill move if his opponent is a floater.
A lot of that, though, is set up. He'll go for like a neutral light in that jump chase dodge recovery, or a down light in the jump chase dodge recovery, but as of late, seems to be just kind of throwing him out raw. Nice nair. Just shoving Sandstorm back. Blaster's play coming out from Boomie.
With a little bit of a lead, he wants to make it bigger.
Yep.
He has Sandstorm in the yellow. That sidelight turns him orange.
Side air.
Spacing out Sandstorm so well. Anytime Sandstorm moves forward, Boomie backs up. Because of that gun dead zone, you want to keep your opponent at range.
Really playing that footsies game. Downlight into the recovery.
What a stock that Boomie just took from Sandstorm.
Basically
Holy
untouched.
cow, that was a 2-stock.
This is the game plan. This is what Boomie wanted. The Lucian's blasters working for Boomie.
So now I'm wondering what's different now. Either that's inherent to Boomie or that's inherent to the Lucian pick, to where the blasters were able to space Sandstorm out so well. Because you just play Diana, who also has blasters. I don't think the Dex is necessarily giving him anything more.
The speed is in his favor, which if you're playing the footsies game
is in his favor, but it doesn't seem like it's anything necessarily inherent to Lucian, but it could be. Because it was definitely very different looking than we've seen in previous sets of Boomie versus Sandstorm, specifically with the blasters. Yeah, look how far away Sandstorm is staying away from Boomie.
Now we're seeing Boomie switch it up. He's been playing that footsies game for so long, he's going to go in towards Sandstorm. Second he does, Sandstorm with the offstage on the Scythe goes for a ground pound to try to catch Sandstorm touching the wall. Nice snare. Covers the wall touch. Delaying for that neutral signature.
That nair, the top side of it almost sending off screen over the top. Back to the blasters, the D-Sig comes out, another D-Sig comes out. Weapon starving. is the name of the game for Boomie right now. It is so effective when done correctly. You saw Sandstorm playing the weapon-starving game earlier. Sidelight into the recovery. That's the kill. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Kind of a characteristically long stock for Sandstorm or Boomie, except for this tournament.
Nice.
Sandstorm's having to play this tournament differently. One, he's in the loser's bracket very early on. That's very different for him. Also, he's having to play a lot slower. He doesn't have that regular Sandstorm domination, that overwhelming pressure, that relentless, never stop, keep going in pressure that he's had in almost every other tournament he's played in. So a lot of shifts are having to happen for him here at CEO.
His stocks are just going longer. Even his opponent's stocks are just going longer than normal. Seeing him trying to get those follow-ups. But you got to believe Boomie, studying the matchup, knows how Sandstorm wants to react, or wants you to react out of these hits.
Look at him backing up. Boomie's spacing has been so clean here against Sandstorm.
Goes for the real high recovery to get back onto the stage.
Also, Sandstorm's going to have to deal with a shift in the weapons that Boomie is playing because you're playing blasters.
Oh! He missed the recovery!
Because you're playing blasters, Sandstorm wants to overspace everything, so Boomie's going to stay away from him at range. But then he switches to guitars, and he's on Boomie like white on rice.
I eat brown rice.
It's more healthy for you.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what you should do. So like brown on rice.
Yeah. Gravity cancel sideline again from Boomie. That was the pitfall of his first stock, is he burns his dodge going for that gravity cancel sideline. That's why Sandstorm was able to get that set up into the sidelight recovery. Boomie's got to be careful about throwing out these whiffed gravity cancels. Downlight recovery, not enough to finish off the stock.
So the first stock was about 1 minute and 20 seconds into this game. We're now over 3 minutes, so this stock even longer than the first one.
Downlight recovery, finally Sandstorm gets that finishing blow. It was almost really short though. They were really high in the sky and Sandstorm had the gravity cancel.
Yeah, that one, that could have been an extremely short stock. And that would have been turning around when Boomie was the one outputting so much pressure. But it's still been Sandstorm finding the first kill each time. Boomie's finding those sidelight pokes.
Yep.
He finds the side air from the opposite side of the stage, and that's enough to kill. Coming in at 4 minutes in this game. I bet this is going to be one of the longest games at CEO.
It is a very paced game here between the two of these players. And it's not like one of them is like running away or they're playing insane levels of footsie of just like all the way on the other side or playing on the wall. Instead, like Boomie's switching it up, going in now. You're seeing these Katars really start to pop off onto Sandstorm. So much damage with zero response.
Boomie has Sandstorm in the red, stuffing that ground pound with his nair. Keeping himself alive. If that ground pound would have hit, he would have been dead. There's the recovery. It's going to take off the top. Boomie going up 2-0 against Sandstorm. That game was closer quite a bit than the last one. It was last stock red for both players. Last game was a 2 stock for Boomie.
Is this the swap coming out from Sandstorm now? We heard the Lucian lock in from Boomie. Will Sandstorm bust out the cannon? Will he bust out the Zul? Will he bust out the Lin Fei? No.
It's going to be the Mordex.
You heard the howl. You heard the
Hashtag
announcer.
a woo.
Ah woo. Ooh woo.
Ooh, woo, what's this? It's a Mordex pick.
Game 3. Boomie 1 game away from knocking out the current number 1 overall PR player and current 1v1 world champion, the current bane of his existence.
He truly is.
Can Boomie do it?
Like, I would say that these two have a bitter rivalry, but I feel like it's a one-sided bitter rivalry because Boomie's like, he just keeps beating me. He just keeps beating me. He just keeps beating me. And Sandstorm's like, yeah, you're another person on my trip to the winner's circle. Man, he's forcing Sandstorm to play a different game than he's ever had to play pretty much in his entire career. For almost a year now, Sandstorm has been able to just overwhelm his opponents.
Oh, nice gravity cancel sidelight though.
Was a little
beat
bit
out Boomie.
That was a little bit of overwhelming force.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
It was the tip.
The drop.
You hit with that tip of the D-Light, you're not going to find the ground pound.
Not quite enough damage.
He's fishing for the kill here. You're seeing more of those signatures come out, the D6, the N6, no side 6.
Side 6 is nice too. It's got that reversal on it. But I guess in every situation where he'd go for the side 6 instead, could just go for one of the standard
Boomie's got to be
light
so
attacks.
careful there. He
Yeah.
finds the recovery. That's going to put enough space between him and Sandstorm to recover back to the wall and up to the main platform. The unarmed side air, he's going to have to find this damage.
Yo, that katana's still active.
Oh my gosh,
that's so unfortunate.
Another drop from Boomie on the gravity cancel down like ground pound. Tournament nerves coming out from Boomie. He has dropped 3 of those when he rarely does.
And in the meantime,
That's death.
all of the damage that Sandstorm was able to build up. He's at a 2-stock lead at this point, and he was very red on his final stock for so long. Boomie struggling to find these kill options without a weapon. The neutral air is not going to be the option that he wants.
Side signature. Boomie able to take a stock off of Sandstorm. But Sandstorm, with the adjust here in game 3, trying to get some momentum swing in his favor.
It seems like the tug of war between these two players in this set might be going Sandstorm's direction. Last game was last stock red. This game is a full stock lead for Sandstorm.
Nice punish from Boomie, slaps his way onto the stage. Double down light, goes for the down sig read.
The pace of his damage output is working.
Yep.
He has Sandstorm more damage on his second stock than Boomie is on his final. Sandstorm has the scythe in his hands, bumping
bump.
the head.
It's a
Is he going to
bump.
find the kill option? Sandstorm almost looking like he was going to disengage, then fast falling down, throwing out a down air. The ground pound almost had enough range to
Just
take
shy.
Boomie.
Throws out the icicles. Boomie outspaces into the side signature. Boomie gets him to his last stock. 1 stock left for Boomie to take out Sandstorm.
Sandstorm still in the lead, 35, 40, maybe as much as 50 damage on Boomie's final stock here, but he is up 2-0 in the set. A loss here does not take him out of the game just yet. That's going to take him out, but he still has to win 1 more, and Sandstorm has to win 2 more to go back to grand finals. To see Wrenched, who is sitting, waiting, watching, learning, thinking,
Studying up.
plotting.
And Wrench has got to be feeling comfortable right now. The fact that
has
Boomie's
he?
in the lead,
Has he got to be feeling comfortable right
the
now?
fact that Boomie's in the lead, he just knocked Boomie into the loser's final. He knows he can beat Sandstorm.
But he did it at Dallas, too.
True.
That was the same story at Dallas. Not only does he find himself in the same position that he was in at Dallas, but a similar, almost identical position that he's found himself in so many times of, I'm in grand finals, but I don't want to get second.
Yeah.
That big number 2 is just looming over his shoulder.
Hard stuck second. Will he stay hard stuck? We'll find out when we get to the grand finals. Meanwhile, Boomie trying to earn his spot in that grand finals. All he has to do is beat Sandstorm here in game number 4.
Sandstorm very careful, doesn't choose to edge guard Boomie, goes back to the main platform. There's a dash jump, pivot, ground pound, side signature over the corner. Boomie doesn't fall prey to either one. The neutral light gets the nair as well, tossing the weapon up. Goes back to these blasters.
Very patient. Sandstorm throws out the side signature, which is Boomie's signal to come up, get back onto the stage.
Has Boomie hit a down signature?
I don't think so.
Sandstorm's not super dodging or dashing in. And I think that's why those down signatures just haven't been effective so far.
Again, we've seen Sandstorm take the lead over Boomie. Neutral light,
And
delays.
again, another game where the first stock comes in a minute and a half. The on-stage slap, low weapon toss. After that weapon toss came out, Sandstorm chose to go low because he saw Boomie rotating over.
Nice recovery, though. Boomie does even up the stocks. Just a slight damage lead for Sandstorm. Oh, the wake-up sideline actually completely beating out the side signature from Sandstorm. Oh! He chased so far for that, and the side air will finish it.
And we see Sandstorm, similar lead that he had last game, up a full stock at this point. Boomie stuck unarmed. Weapon spawn coming in, grabs the blasters.
These adjustments from Sandstorm just giving him more and more momentum, fighting for his game 5 here against Boomie.
Oh, look at how much he's jumping before choosing to go in on Boomie. Boomie's starting to, he's really throwing out a lot of attacks, and quite a few of them are being punished by Sandstorm. D-Light sidelight recovery.
Off stage, it's a burn dodge, but Boomie fights his way back up.
Boomie's almost in red on his final stock. Yeah. Sandstorm still holding on to his second. Now he's in red.
Again, Boomie goes for the sidelight. Goes for the down sig.
Tries to go for the Hail Mary.
Yep. Down air. Goes for a ground pound, goes deep. Sandstorm's got the extra stock. Boomie's gonna get the turnaround.
Okay.
One stock left for each of them. And again, Sandstorm, he wipes his hands.
Yeah, you see him stressed out, man. He knows he almost has this game in the bag. Almost. Weapon spawn coming in. Boomie going for the 3-hit that was dodgeable, allows Sandstorm to go over to the weapon spawn. The sidelight is going to kill Sandstorm, staying alive. Visions of Noel are dancing through my head at this moment of going down 2 losses and then coming back.
Coach Creed coming up, gonna tell him what needs to be changed for game number 5. Lucian, it's definitely working, but Sandstorm really starting to find those adjustments.
So much pressure on both of their shoulders right now. On the one hand, Sandstorm, who has been undefeated on land since the World Championship at BCX last year, on any land that he's entered. So much pressure to keep performing at that level. On the other side, Boomie, newly sponsored, went up 2 games against Sandstorm, someone he's never really been able to beat before. He wants to perform for Tempo Storm. He wants to take out Sandstorm. He's been working so hard specifically to take out Sandstorm. He's been focused on CEO for so long. That has been his focus this year, the big mid-season championship here at CEO. They're going dead even so far. 30 seconds into this game. Sandstorm just a little bit behind in terms of damage. The D-Light, the bottom side, or sorry, the top side of the recovery, not the initial part, but a few of the frames afterward pick up. We're on Shipwreck, killing off the top is going to be so tough here. It's the side signature, that upward swipe. Boomie with a lead. This is the most significant lead that he's found in the past 2 games that he's lost. There's a strong D-Light. Interesting that Sandstorm is using more of those, but a dash jump pivot ground pound. Boomie's still able to get back that Lucian defense. Oh, tried to outrun that side signature like he has so many times before in this set against Sandstorm. He didn't quite have the timing on it to start his backing up, his defensive movement against Sandstorm. We're back to a dead even game. Sandstorm jumping around so much. He hasn't thrown out an attack in probably 8 seconds, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that is so long to just try and figure out your movement, try and nail down where your opponent's going to be. Boomie finding more blasters damage. There's the D-Light into the recovery. He didn't use that as a kill option. He used that for the damage. He felt like he could have a better follow-up off of that compared to a D-Light side air. Oh, the unarmed. The unarmed play on the edge. Oh no, Boomie's gonna fall. Trying to go for the big plays. He was ahead at that point too. He has Sandstorm almost in kill range. Oh, big damage coming up from Sandstorm. D-Light, gravity cancel, neutral heavy, Shipwreck not helping him out. This is a Game 5 situation, and we're back to Sandstorm having almost a full stock lead. He's putting out the damage onto Boomie on the edge. Boomie's able to recover back to the platform. The recovery taking out 35 to 40 damage. Separates Boomie's final stock from Sandstorm's final stock in this Game 5.
This is so incredibly close. He has the damage advantage. The half pipe started up, but he stops it just shy. Just got a quarter pipe on that one.
Tiny little bit of a mini ramp. Boomie's still behind. He's in the orange. That weapon toss procced him into red. Is it going to be a dash jump hit to ground pound? It's so scary.
No 6 thrown out. Oh, he's disarmed.
He's able to get back to the main platform, pick up guitars. That neutral signature missing. Gravity cancel neutral light. There's a nair.
Damage advantage to Sandstorm. The weapon tosses Sandstorm going for the safest options he can.
Boomie's finding damage.
Oh no, but he can't afford more.
The side light didn't send him that far. It didn't send him that far. Okay, that one sent him pretty far. That one's off screen. Sandstorm without a weapon. Oh my God! Sandstorm somehow takes it when he was 2 games behind, firing up in the losers bracket. Boomie, whose focus was honed in on Sandstorm almost this entire year so far. That was his weakness. That was his bane. He came up against so many opponents, threw him to the side, but he couldn't with Sandstorm, and he still cannot with Sandstorm.
Sandstorm, he's just been that block, that one thing that Boomie cannot get through, the impenetrable wall for Boomie. And again, another tournament where Sandstorm knocks Boomie out of the bracket.
They're 9-4 now?
Yeah.
They're 9-4 in favor of Sandstorm. That was the closest Boomie's ever gotten.
Yeah.
That
for sure.
is by far.
Definitely